Okay, lesson 24 is all about adding and subtracting decimal numbers. Let's get right to the examples. Okay, objective 1 is to add and subtract decimals. So our steps for adding and subtracting decimals are, first, to line up the decimal points in the numbers. So you're going to want to write these vertically or up and down. Okay, so part A. I'm going to rewrite the problem. 12.5 plus, then we need to line up the decimal points. So we're going to line up the decimal points. So it's 3.75. And then 2 doesn't have a decimal, so it goes here. And I could put a decimal after it. Okay, so that's step 1, is to line up the decimal points. Step 2 is to fill in zeros if necessary. So we need to have 2 places past the decimal in each of our numbers. This one only has 1, so I have to fill in a 0 in the second place. This one has no numbers after the decimal, so I have to fill in 2 zeros. Okay? And step 3 is to solve it, so to add them up. So 0 plus 5 plus 0 is 5. 5 plus 7 plus 0 is 12, and I carry my 1. I keep my decimal in the same spot. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 3 is 6, plus 2 is 8, and then 1. So 18.25. Alright, and subtracting. Exact same way. First thing, line up the decimal points. So I've got 5.2 minus 2.88. Step 2, fill in zeros where you need them. Well, I've only got 1 number past the decimals here. I need to have 2, so I fill in a 0. And now I'm going to solve like normal. So I borrowed. And this becomes a 1. Okay, so 10 minus 8 is 2. I can't do 1 minus 8, so I've got to borrow from here. Make this 11. 11 minus 8 is 3. Keep your decimal. And 4 minus 2 is 2. So 2.32. Alright, let's go on to one more example. Okay, so example 2. Gregory's temperature was 100.2 degrees Fahrenheit. The thermometer marked 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit as normal body temperature. How many degrees above normal was Gregory's temperature? Let's write an equation for this one just for fun. Okay, so we know what normal body temperature is. And we know that Gregory was some degrees above it. And that's got to equal the normal body temperature plus how many degrees above has to equal Gregory's temperature. Well, we know normal is 98.6. Plus, we don't know how many degrees above, so we put a variable. And that's got to equal Gregory's temperature. So I want to know 98.6 plus what equals 100.2. So we're going to subtract those numbers. Again, line up the decimal points when you add and subtract decimals. Alright, I've got to borrow to start with. Okay, and I'm going to have to borrow here, and I'm going to have to borrow here. But I don't have anything to borrow from, so I make this a 0. Okay, and that makes this a 10. But then I had to borrow from this number now to get this one. So that cuts this down to a 9 and makes this a 10. And I had to borrow from this number to get this one. So that makes this one a 9 too. Well, 12 minus 6 is 6. 9 minus 8 is 1. And I've got 9 minus 9 is 0 and a 0 over there. So it's 1.6 degrees Fahrenheit. That's how much his temperature is above normal. Okay? Alright, good luck on your homework.